Hello, sweethearts and lovelies, and welcome back to Frezno's Master Duel. I'm Frezno. This is Master Duel, and it's time to show off the final duel I saved from the Legend Anthology Acceleration event here in February 2024. I've been playing Cyber Dragons. Here's my ID if you want to add me. So, this is our last duel against Vitor. It's a very interesting deck. It's one of the loner decks of the festival, actually, and I can see potential in it. I'm not exactly, sold on the deck. It has a weakness of sorts, but we'll get to that as we load up the duel here. Just take your time and get the duel going. You know how I mean it? Okay. That potato internet takes its time to load this bad boy up. Okay, there we go. So our hand is cracked. It's absolutely fucking cracked. But they are on... They're going to pitch a TG monster. Now, TG looks really neat. This is one of the loner deck versions, so it's not probably as optimized as it could be, but it's still pretty good. It's a synchro climb deck. You synchro summon guys, and when they're synchro summoned, they're special summon a whole bunch of guys from the graveyard and synchro summon again to make even bigger guys. And that's a great game plan. I like that. I like synchro climbing. It feels good. My problem with it is the end boards are kind of lackluster. Well, we'll show this TG player's end board. Maybe it's the best they could do with their hand. I mean, they're going off, so it's not like they bricked from my point of view here. They're doing pretty well. I don't have any effect veiler or infinite impermanence to interrupt them. They're adding cards to hand, and they're going to make a really big Synchro 10. That's neat. A TG boss monster. Let's just examine this board for a bit. So they've got a quick Synchro here with Mighty Striker. So they could go into a 6. There are 6s that disrupt on the opponent's turn, but they're not in the loner deck, but they exist. They got 3 back row. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, they basically went +1 this entire thing. But they're boss monster. It negates targeted monster effects, and it negates attacks. Not the worst in the world, I suppose, but I've had many do where they're aha, now I drop TG Hyper Ass Blaster with 4,000 attack. Cool. Anyway, so I have Raigeki, normal summon Cyber Dragon Core, scoop. Just, the boss monsters are kinda lackluster. They really need, negates or more interaction. Less specific negates. Just once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap, negate. Not, when the monster effect targets this monster on the first full moon of June, negate. But anyway, that's enough bitching about the deck here. It could be better, but here I go. And lest you think that I'm some pro, I'm going to misplay on this turn too. So we go for core. We're going to get Repair Plant. And Machine Dupe is going to get me to Cyber Dragons. And since Machine Dupe isn't once per turn, I can just fire the second one and get the third Cyber Dragon out the deck. And then they had a fun little misplay where since they played their big bungus in the extra monster zone, I can eat it and go into Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. So that's a way to out that. But I can overload fusing away into Rampage Dragon. And here's where I messed up. I really should have used an extra monster for Rampage Dragon, because when it's summoned, I can pop spell or traps up to the numerous materials. I could have gotten rid of that third back row. Will it come up? Bet your ass it's going to come up. Bin 2 so we can attack a bunch. Hearse gets this thing out of the deck. I'm going to overlay the Cyber Dragons into Cyber Dragon Nova here. And then I'm going to activate Naxter's effect in hand, pitch the thing I just added, slap it down. There's a Cyber Dragon on the field, so Nova can banish it to double its attack. And I Repair Plant just to get core out of the deck, just to play. And this should be game on board. So this thing can do some stuff, but I've got overwhelming power on my side. Smack around the TG player a bit. And we go in for game with Cyber Dragon Nova. Oh! Their back row mattered because it negated the attack. Oops. And now they have a TG on field. So they go into this bug, they banish this to boost its level, and then they synchro for a 5, and it is TG Hyper Librarian, which contests 2/3 of my board. I get a token from that. And there goes Nova. So, not great. Could have cleaned up the duel if I had popped the back row, but I'm still in a winning position here, assuming no more graveyard shenanigans. So we're going to Mega Fleet, Rampage Dragon, rather. Mega Fleet's over here. Get our Cyber Dragon back. Mega Fleet, crash with Hyper Librarian. I'm going to go in and take the game. So there we go. So yeah, TG. I like synchro climbing. I do, but I just wish it were better. Let's just take a look at the loner deck here, just to see. Okay, so we got all these guys, and yeah. So basically, you know, it's synchro spam nonsense. How many ultras are in this thing? I wonder. Oh, that's a super. Okay, no main deck. Well, no main deck supers, so that's good. But I guess all the boss guys are ultras. Let's see. Okay, so formula synchron's good. You know, you draw and it's quick synchroing on the opponent's turn. That's the thing, which could be good. There are synchro cards that do things when they're synchroed on the opponent's turn, so you can make some good interaction out of that. Wonder Magician is fun though. Yeah, Hyper Librarian's good, of course. It's when we get into the boss monsters, the big guys. Oh, okay. So Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon is a good Synchro 8. That's a good Synchro 8. And it gets a 2, so you can go into a 10 on the opponent's turn. Yeah. If you were able to go into like a Baron de Fleur or something, that'd be great. But, you know, most of the TGs lock you into TGs, so it's not great. So let's look at the big TG bunguses. So this has potential. This has potential. I mean, it's targeted spell trap negate, and you had to take a card from the hand. So it's halfway there. It does dodge in effect, so it can be banished and come back. So that's nice. That's interesting. Shooting Star Dragon, as I mentioned, I hope I mentioned at least, it targeted monster negation and attack negation. It's not the greatest there. Halberd Cannon. Okay, we're cooking a little with gas here, but yeah, okay. 1 summon negate, not the worst. And Glaive Blaster, definitely an interesting effect. You eat up extra deck monsters and steal them, so that's neat. But again, no protection. I had a duel where they dropped this on me and they were like real smug and like, okay, Raigeki. Normal summon Cyber Dragon Core. Scoop. And then they have the link. So, it's a deck that has potential. Just, I wish it ended on better boss monsters, you know? They need their own Baron de Fleur. TG Hyper Ass Blaster. Once a turn when your opponent does anything, negate. And you get to use it as many times as you have TG tuners that you synchro blasted. And synchro from the graveyard to summon TG Interceptor, who fucking negates whatever the opponent is trying to do or pops the card that they summon. You know, you can make a real neat synchro Interceptor deck. It has potential, but oh well. I think there are probably like better synchro Interceptor decks out there, but yeah, whatever. And I just want to end this by showing what I'm going to be doing for the other festival, because I finished Legend Anthology Acceleration, but we have Synchro Link Festival here. And I'll just be showing off my deck. It is a Sword Soul Tenyi deck. I got the code from a Sword Soul deck, and you can too, apparently. I'll show that in a second, but it's pretty basic Sword Soul Tenyi stuff. I've never actually played this deck before. I've got all the ultra rare 8s and 10s that I got here. I don't know if you get worm locked. There, Baron de Fleur. Now there's a fucking secret. Look at that. Once a turn, pop a card, 1 negate, and you get to do a whole bunch of shit. So that's a Synchro 10 right there, I tell you. And if you haven't played Master Duel in a while, or haven't at all, and you would like a cool Sword Soul deck, that synchro summons big bunguses like this, well, let me try and go over to this thing and show you a thing. Okay. I think it's in my friends. There it is. The rookie in return mutual follower. Yeah. So, if you haven't played in tell your friends who are new or those who are returning to use a message with my campaign code. It's right there! It's right there! If your friends enter this code and you become mutual followers, we both get rewards. And you get a Sword Soul structure deck. Look, you can have this deck. This cool synchro summoning deck. You can have that. And if you're new to the game, you can get a whole bunch of gems and you can build an even better version of this deck. You can have that right now if you put in this code. So, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff if mutuals do it. I haven't really had that, but I'm giving you the code. You can use the code. And okay, that'll be enough of that. So thanks for watching these Legend Anthology Acceleration duels, and if I get any good replays in Synchro Link Festival, I will be sure to share them. But until then, you have a good one, and happy dueling. Bye now.